Well, welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today is Sunday, August the 9th, and today we're going to have a look at children development stages within visual arts. We'll be right back. I'm here doing some drawing and reminiscing on those days when I was a child and I had no idea what I was doing when I first started to draw. I am now a full-fledged artist, but to tell you the honest truth, I am only thankful to my mother, who would have encouraged me to stay the course and continue to draw and paint until I went on to my primary school, Half Moon 4, and then on to my secondary school, Scourgeon, Parry and Queen's College Secondary, before going to Barbados Community College. But I had no idea indeed in terms of what were called developmental stages in children art. And we thank this to a wonderful lady by the name of Rodney. She would have done the studies in the 1950s, I believe, 1960s, associated with children's art, and they would have involved the study of some 5 million children drawing with art all over the world, from Japan to China to North America to Canada to the Caribbean, I even believe. And what this would have done, it would have set the stage to try to look at what children were doing in terms of the various developmental stages as they went on in ages. So for example, we have a sketch here I was doing of, well, they would probably draw better than me, but the children's scribbling stage, and that is at the age group from around age 2 to about 4 years old, when children are now basically toddlers and trying to, learn the world and to explore. That is one thing in children art. I find the innocence and the creativity in children art is unbelievable. And when you go on to another stage now from around age 4, age 5 to about age 7, that is when they get into something called the pre-schematic stage of development, where then they begin to, develop better forms and better identities of persons maybe in their household or that greatly influence their life. And for example, they might refer to the artwork as mommy, daddy, uncle, auntie, anybody close and influential in their life. And normally as parents and as guardians and aunties and uncles, we would encourage them to, continue to draw as we put it on the fridge, maybe by a sticker or something like that, that they can see their artwork. And it's very nice really to see children render these things in that way. And then we move on to something called the schematic stage of development, when they now get more confident and they're moving on to, well, I could just render it here for you, something dealing with overlapping issues, dealing with maybe drawing houses and putting things in front of things like a tree or a coconut tree in front of a house, and they're getting more confident in terms of their rendering and things basically that would develop on what is called a baseline, where you see, for example, here you have just a really crude drawing, but this shape overlapping this shape in front of a house, and the cloud is on this baseline, upper baseline above the shape here, and the tree is in front of the house, and the sun represented in some form of mandala. Because what Rodney realized is that there were some common things regardless of the position or the location of the child in whatever country. She noticed that children represented are in peculiar, similar ways without knowing each other. There were particular symbols that they would have created. For example, like mandalas they had for sunsets to represent that. For example, I could do it here. You had your mandala, for example, a common shape that you would see in child art. Then they would have gone on to represent the sun in some type of special way here. And then another later stage, the final stage of children development would have involved the gang stage. Now, boys and girls will begin to get more interested in the world around them, the latest popular trends in popular culture. The boys will get drawn to bodybuilding, the latest fashion for guys, cars, planes, those things that they would tend to draw to as males, and the females would tend to like nails and hair and the latest dresses and things that are very fashionista. So you would find then that they would begin to represent their world in that kind of way, now that they're maturing into teenagers and their bodies are changing. So in terms of cognitive development, art is a very good thing to assist. So parents, you should encourage your children always to do art. It's a very good thing to assist with mathematical equations and English. So art is a very important part of children development, and I would encourage you to do that. And also at secondary school and more formal settings, they'll begin to be introduced to things like the color wheel, the value system, and those things that would tend to point them in the direction of actual technical training in visual arts, and the innocence would then begin to be incorporated into a more technical way of working. But I would like to just thank you for watching this video and continue to encourage your children to create, and encourage them on by buying their various sketch pads and pencils and crayons and what have you, because there's nothing wrong with art. You could grow into a wonderful artist, a wonderful doctor, a wonderful architect, policeman, nurse, but it's always good to have another skill that you can make extra income from, or just support those people who make it their full-fledged job. So until then, we'll see you in another video as we take a look at art or culture or whatever we come up with in the next video. So take care now.